और टेरर फंडिंग के खिलाफ दिल्ली में आज से नो मनी फॉर टेरर कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन हो रहा है। तस्वीरें आपको दिखाते हैं कि आखिरकार किस तरीके से यहाँ देश शामिल होने के लिए पहुंचे हुए 73 देश शामिल हो रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहाँ संबोधित करने वाले हैं और पहुंच चुके हैं।
It also gives me great pleasure to welcome Honorable Union Home Minister and Cooperation Minister Shri Amit Shah ji, whose consistent efforts, clear direction, and competent stewardship of the security apparatus have led to a paradigm shift in security and policing in India. The robust counter-terror response under his leadership has led to the destruction and dismantling of terrorist networks and the terror ecosystem. Sir, we are indeed grateful to you for your direction and support at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, choking and disrupting financial flows to the terrorists is one of the most effective ways to fight terrorism. The inaugural No Money for Terror Ministerial Conference hosted by France in 2018 called for a collective involvement in the fight against terrorist entities, groups, and individuals. The 2019 conference hosted by Australia built on the Paris Agenda and highlighted the best practices to counter terrorism financing and the need to develop strong coordination and partnerships among nations. The third NMFT conference, which has brought us all together today, aims to place special emphasis on the recent trends in terror financing and the emerging terror funding channels and technologies. Technology has become a key enabler of terror financing today. The growing use of digital assets and cryptocurrencies, online payment systems, and crowdfunding platforms provide new channels for terror funding. At the same time, the traditional methods such as conventional banking channels, remittances, money laundering, and the misuse of non-profit organizations continue to be exploited. It is therefore essential to put in place robust legal and operational frameworks and share the technical expertise to detect, investigate, and prosecute terror financing cases in such a scenario. We look forward to hearing the views and experiences of the countries and organizations present here today, which would go a long way in strengthening the global response to the complex issue of financing of terror. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful views and your welcome remarks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we seek to be led and guided by the Honorable Prime Minister, please join me as I request Honorable Prime Minister Modi for his inaugural address.
My colleague in the Union Cabinet, Shri Amit Shah, distinguished dignitaries, delegates from different countries, members of investigative agencies and security forces from across the world, and my dear friends, I welcome you all to the third Ministerial Conference on Counter-Terrorism Financing. Friends, it is significant that this conference is happening in India. Our country faced the horrors of terror long before the world took serious note of it. Over the decades, terrorism in different names and forms tried to hurt India. We lost thousands of precious lives, but we have fought terrorism bravely. the delegates have a chance to interact with a country and people who have been firm in tackling terror. We consider that even a single attack is one too many. Even a single life lost is one too many. So, we will not rest till terrorism is uprooted. Friends, this is a very important gathering. It should not be seen as a gathering of ministers only, because it deals with a subject that impacts entire humanity. The long-term impact of terrorism is particularly hard on the poor and on the local economy. Be it tourism or trade. Nobody likes an area that is constantly under threat. And due to this, the livelihoods of people are taken away. It is all the more important that we strike at the root of terror financing. Friends, in today's world, ideally, there should be no need for anyone to remind the world of the dangers of terrorism. However, there are still certain mistaken notions about terrorism in some circles. The intensity of the reaction to different attacks cannot vary based on where it happened. All terrorist attacks deserve equal outrage and action. Further, sometimes there are indirect arguments made in support of terrorism to block action against terrorists.
नो मनी फॉर टेरर फंडिंग में प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का संबोधन सुन रहे थे आप। 73 देश इसमें शामिल हुए हैं। यहाँ हालांकि पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान नहीं पहुंचा है। चीन के शामिल होने पर सस्पेंस बरकरार है।